Alright guys, let's tell everybody who we are. My name is Sensory and I like to take in all the sensory information that's around me. Wait a minute. Guys,
things.
this is not working.
Meaning. Just so many different things are so meaningful.
I hope I got the timing right on that. Hello and welcome. This week we're going to be again focusing on another aspect of objective personality, and that would be the 4 letters. I don't like calling them letters. Yes, they are letters because they're made up of letters, but that doesn't make sense. What do they mean? What are they all about? How do they relate to each other? So let's get started. Decisions that you make, actions that you take, all depend on the observations that you have made either in the past or in the present, and the thoughts and feelings that you have towards whatever the situation may be. All those things come together in helping you make a decision in your life, or maybe hindering you at making a decision. Let's take a look at the 4 aspects. This comes from Objective Personality website, Thinking, Feeling, Sensing, and Intuition. The definition of sensing would be facts, observing realities in the physical world. It also includes your 5 senses. It would also be statistics, like facts and figures, numbers, things like that. Things like raw data. The raw data would be the sensing. What you extrapolate from the raw data would be something else. So we have coins again when it comes to these aspects. So we talked about the coins before when it came to the human needs. And so here again, we have a coin. On one side, we have sensing. It's what is exactly there. And then on the other side is intuition. What is not exactly there, what you're having to kind of put the pieces together and come up with. The definition of intuition is your imagination, observing the connections in the abstract world. In my example, it would be the extrapolating the patterns that you're seeing from the raw data. It also includes patterns. Well, I just said that. These are all things that come together to form intuition. The hope is that we become balanced in using both of those observations in order to help us make decisions. So the second set we have is thinking and feeling. And so for feeling, it is described as values, deciding something because you like it. Also, it includes priorities. It's being able to kind of rank things based on your preference for it. So if on one side we have feeling, on the other side we have thinking. And so thinking is described as your reasons, deciding something because it makes sense. It can be thought of as logic, not to say that feeling is not logical, because sometimes it feels very logical to feel a certain way. But when you think of logic, you're thinking of, like I think of a geometry proof where it's like one thing is leading to the next thing. And so it's like building on the rationale. So a good example of using all 4 aspects would be when you're making a big purchase. If you're going to purchase a camera, you may want to first kind of look at the different specs of the different cameras that you are looking into, gathering in all the different facts and figures from them. You might also be gathering concepts around cameras to help you make the best decision. So if you know like the purpose for your camera, if you want to take very long shots in the dark or not in the dark, but maybe in dim lighting, then maybe you'll be looking into what are the ideas around cameras and what's best for that. It also might be what you already think about certain cameras that you have in the past, or what others think about certain cameras. It might be particular reasons why they like certain cameras over another, or it might be just the overall enjoyment of certain aspects and what maybe your experience and what kind of brand you particularly like, or what's popular out there. These are all the different things that you're going to be taking into consideration. And so you can see how all 4 aspects are going to be important in making decisions. And unfortunately, when it comes to ourselves, although we can do all 4 of them, and we do all 4 of them in certain points of our life, we tend to prefer 2 out of the 4. Just like the human needs, where there's 4 human needs and 2 of them tend to be a preference. Thinking and feeling, sensing and intuition. So with the thinking and the feeling, one of them is your major and one of them is the minor. So one of them you're putting a lot of time and energy on, and the other one is getting whatever's left over gets put to that one. And just like in the human needs, where the imbalances is where we see the different personalities spring up from, the same thing is going to happen here, where because we have these imbalances, that's how we have different kind of personalities out there, and how maybe certain people you can relate to and some people you can't relate to. So in this channel, you might have noticed that we've been focusing a lot on feelings. And the reason for that being that for me and maybe for you, there is a imbalance when it comes to the thinking and reasons category. And so this is the opportunity to kind of help balance that out. Yes, this big thing of thinking, reasons, and having a rationale for things over taking time to really prioritize and find the value within it. That's what we're trying to balance here. So I hope you got a little bit more information and maybe thought through some of these aspects a little bit differently, and that you're looking at your life and you're deciding which there's 4 different categories. Which 2 categories are you putting more energy into? And I hope that you join me next time when we look at something different. And with that, I will say goodbye. So before we dive, stop diving. And period 1, unfortunately, gets the roughest of the lessons because it's not fine-tuned yet. And so this is period 1.